Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We
This just popped up.
kind. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
This your brothers of Great Millstone Charlotte. Come with another live lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. First and foremost, we're going to start by giving our praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Yatah HaKodash. The honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
And so this evening, as you can see by the title, Finish the Race. The race that we're in, there's the only way you can lose is if you don't cross the finish line, man. Right? So we're supposed to be doing everything in our power to make sure we finish, man. To make sure we cross. In the motivation or inspiration for this lesson, came from watching some documentaries on ultra marathon runners, man, and all the adversities and things that they face, the preparation that they do, to get prepared for it, and all the signs and things they fight through, through these 100, 200-mile runs, so how much more, when us being in this truth, right, should we, follow those same type of examples, man, right? It shows you what's required to endure, through a long, grueling test, right? And we can apply these same tenets to the truth, man. Bros, how anything? When he opened his statements.
I mean, like you said, bro, this truth is a marathon, man. And this is why when you come into this thing, you gotta, find your pace, find your foot in this thing and just keep the course, man. Because a lot of dudes that come in here trying to run this thing like a 100-meter dash, they burn out, man.
Did you get that? Okay, go ahead. You
are. This is Proverbs, Mashal chapter 24, verse 27. It says, "Prepare thy work without, and make it fit for thyself in the field, and afterwards build thine house." So ultimately, going into a preparation phase, we got the saying, I believe it's what the proper preparation, prevents poor performance plus prayer, that goes into a planning phase. And I want to get this word for prepare. It says to be firm, be stable, be established, be set up, be established, be fixed. And ultimately it says to be directed aright, be fixed aright, be steadfast. And that ultimately goes back, to the faith. That's ultimately how what's going to push forth those works in order to, finish the course.
If I could get another one to build on that too. This is Luke 14:28. But which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it? All right, so this truth is just like you once going into the preparation of how you would for any race or fight or any thing that you're looking to accomplish. You want to pretty much sit and see are you even able to do this? And a lot of times, like I said, you come into this thing, Jake comes in very short-sighted, all right, and you think that you just got to be this super duper Israelite out the gate, on super fire, putting out all these videos and everything, trying to show forth you have knowledge instead of actually, understanding and applying it. That's what a lot of Jake that come into this truth, they don't look at the bigger picture. Are you going to be able to sit here and actually apply this wisdom if we're here another, God forbid, 5, 10, however many years, man? Jake thinks that when you first come in, you get stuck in that, your Howard Shaw's coming next year type spirit, man. And a lot of Jakes start fucking burning out. They put their whole energy forth and that flame we can burn out, man. So you got to be able to look at it from a long-term view. Am I going to be able to do this? And you come into this thing, hey, we're in it for a long haul. The scriptures tell you, he that endureth unto the end, then he shall be saved, man. So we're looking at the bigger picture. The Lord has given us enough gas to be able to finish the race all the way through, man.
God.
So I got it.
Read down to verse 30, Baba Shah.
Time. It says, "Less happily, after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it all that behold it begin to mock him, saying this man began to build and was not able to finish.
Now, going back to the example I made of the marathon runners, right? There are people who start these journeys, right, without the proper preparation, right, without counting the cost, and end up having to quit or give up or get rescued, halfway through, man. And that's the last thing you want, right? You don't want to, get into this race and then have to find yourself giving up, man, right? That apostate spirit, right? As you read in the scriptures, man. Because like I said, you're gonna be looked at from these people in the world, as somebody who, you started this thing, you gave up everything for something that you didn't really care enough to finish, man. But I wanted to read this. Exactly. This is off of I just looked up "play the long game" on the AI overview on Google. It says it is an idiom that means making plans and taking actions that will lead to success in the future, rather than just focusing on the present, right? And that's the whole point of this truth, man. Right? Our focus is on the future. We make moves in the present, but our focus isn't on the present, man. Right? We always have our eyes toward the future, man, toward the kingdom, toward salvation, right? Toward the destruction of this place, right? We're always looking forward, right? Never back, man. Right? Now it says how to play the long game. It says take small steps, take the necessary steps at each stage in life to set yourself up for success, right? So it's not about, like you said, priest, like the scriptures say, this race is not to the swift.
That's right.
It's taking small steps, right? Gradual steps, but continuing to move forward, right? Every step you take should be a step forward, a step in growth, right? You should always be elevated, man, from glory to glory, like the scriptures tell us, man.
And I have a precept just to go with all that because, like I said, you want to be able to know that you can make it through the race, man. Mm-hmm. All right, because this truth, you're gonna have periods to where it's gonna get heavy. Like when you're running, for those that have that experience, whether you're sprinting or doing long distance, they have that saying that when that monkey jump on your back, man, that's when you feel like that the load is the heaviest. But that's when you gotta push. You gotta push through that shit, man. And if you don't have that inner strength to be able to go to that inner gear that you didn't know you had, man, a lot of people they fail. They quit. Proverbs 24:10. If thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. Okay, so the strength that we have is our faith in Yahweh Shem Shai. And when our flesh begins to be tempted and we become weak, that's that inner strength that we call upon to be able to pick us back up and get us through those hard times. But if you ain't got that faith in the Lord, man, you ain't gonna be able to have that extra gear come out of you, man. You're gonna eventually flame out and burn out, man.
Could you get Sirach 2-1 just to land back off that point?
I get it. This is Bon Sirach, chapter 2, and verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Mm-hmm. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble."
Right. So like priest had read, that fainting in the day of adversity, losing your faith, right, in the time of trouble, in the time of that tribulation, right, that time of temptation, right. It shows your lack of faith, and it shows that you ultimately didn't believe, man. Right? You didn't make the preparation in the spirit, right, for what's to come. It said, "Prepare thy soul for temptation." How are you preparing yourself, for these times to come? Right? It starts in the book, right, and building that relationship with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Right? Because we know that we're going to be tested. We know that we're going to be tried. Right? We know that on this road, this race, right, there's going to be pitfalls. There's going to be hurdles. Right? There's going to be different challenges that we have to overcome. And we have to do our due diligence in order to prepare for these things, man.
I got a precept for you.
Yeah.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and 13. "Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there go in thereat, because the straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. And so that straight, and this marathon, just a marathon in itself, that's a straight gate, for runners, man. All right, to see can you really push through? Because hey, when you win races like a 5K or anything above that, and you have a point where your body wants to quit, but you got to tell your body, you in control. It's the spirit. You got to will yourself to that, man. All right. So people want to go the easy route, man. People don't want to take the hard. They don't know how to deal with that pain, so they take the easy way out, man. That's the reason why a lot of Jake is going to be through in Jacob's trouble, because their faith was never tried to see is it strong or weak, man. A lot of people are going to be found, but that faith is going to be weak, because faith is a muscle too. It has to be exercised. It has to be put to the test, man. And when you ain't working that out, then you are going to fail when it's tempted. And you can do that off of small stuff that you do in the world, man. New challenges that you take, brother. Take up hobbies and skills, certain jobs. You testing your faith on small things that leads to the bigger steps in faith, man. Because those little steps are going to open up new avenues for for yourself to grow, which is the Lord giving you more access to that faith to trust in Him more, man. Niggas don't want that, because niggas want the easy way out, man. So they're not going to run the straight gate, because they want to win now. They want the accolades, the fame, the praise now, man. We're going to get that in the kingdom, so we're willing to go through the being hated and not acknowledged on this side, because, boy, wait till it's at the end. Just like a marathon runner, we want that medal. Which our medal is that incorruptible crown, man, and that glory. Yes, sir.
I wanted to read down and add to the point.
Mm-hmm.
This is Sirach 2 and verse 3. It says, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." Verse 4 says, "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state." Because that word for patient goes into suffering. So it's a level of suffering and it's truth that we must go through, that's meant to ultimately bring forth that experience, to grow. Verse 5, it says, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." And it was this guy, which is essentially he reiterated that, when the true champions come out, when it started to get tough, everybody, can fight. Everybody can run. Everybody can do it when it's easy, you see. But what the Lord is looking for is the elect. Because the elect, they're going to stand. Scriptures say, I believe it was in Ezra, it talked about, "Then I began to commend those that stood so stiffly." So the Lord is looking for them dogs in the spirit. Like when it get tough, the elect through the spirit is grabbing hold and cleaving to the Lord. That's why I said above in the second chapter, it said, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end." So the Lord is essentially turning the elect, into those gold, the gold, and to see His reflection, in us, I don't want to we continue.
It's a term in endurance racing called the pain cave, right? So the longer you get into the race, you get to a point where you think your body can't make it through, right? And you have to make it through that cave, so to speak, right? Now it says here, when you look it up, the pain cave is a challenging but important part of endurance sports. It tests an athlete's physical and mental resilience and can be a sign of progress. Overcoming the pain cave will lead to increased performance and a sense of accomplishment, right? So this is in this race, in this time of enduring, right? Like the priest may mention, enduring to the end, and the same shall be saved, right? We're going through that pain right now, man. Right? We're going through that chastening, right? And it's going to continue to intensify. But on the other end, right, is what? Accomplishment, right? Right? It's increased. You've increased your faith. You've increased your performance in the spirit, right? Because you made it through, all the pain that the Lord set forth before us, man.
Kind of scripture, okay?
Yeah. Can't go there.
This is Luke chapter 9 and verse 62. It says, "And Yahweh Shai said unto him, No man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of the Most High." So when you look at an ox in the alphabet in Hebrew, all right, the ah is the ox, and then the tha, because we talked about that vision. You mentioned the vision on Quanwa, and pretty much we got to have our eyes single, you see, because like when you put it in terms of the alphabet, that ox is looking at the tha, the end, so we ultimately have to be like that ox. all right, and finishing to the end. You know, those are going to be the ones that are worthy, you know, of the kingdom.
God. And we always thinking about the finish line, man. Could you grab Proverbs 4, 25 through 27?
Okay. Okay. This is Proverbs 4 and verse. You said 25.
Okay, but sure.
Okay. This is Proverbs 4 and 25. It says, "Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee.
Mm-hmm.
Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established."
Right, like you made mention of that ox, right? You know, and said put let their eyes look right on, right? Stay focused, right? Stay looking forward, right? Every step that you take should be a step of progress, right? No, not regression, you know? You read 27?
Okay. "Turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil."
Right. So going to that straight gate, man. Right. We're on a path, right? That Yahweh Shai already trailblazed, right? He already cleared the way. We just have to stay on the path. And then much like a marathon or a cross country or things of that nature, you fall off the path, right? That's when you get lost. Right. That's when you end up, getting disqualified or getting injured or something might happen to where you can't complete the race, man. Right. So you have to stay on the path, stay on the trail, right? Maintain that that right look, toward the goal that you set before, man.
And if I could add a point to what you're saying, because what a lot of times can help, people when running the marathon, train to do better in that race. And if you know the trail that you're running on, if you know the path you're running on, you become comfortable to where you can, navigate that, through that easier or faster. If you're training to run, and that's essentially what Yahweh have done for us. Like you said, he's the trailblazer for us in this walk. So he's already shown us the path. So when you get enough confidence, your faith is strong, man. You can run faster. So that's when in the truth you start to do more things to shine brighter, man. Real quick. This is Hebrews 12:1. Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a huge crowd of witnesses, uh, to a life of faith, let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has set before us. Okay, because the angels are up watching us, and even the world is watching. They just don't know what they're looking at, but the angels are watching us to see if we're gonna finish the race, man. Here it is, hey, bro. See the finish line. We see the prophecies is all lined up to show you we are at the end, man. We just the MOTB, World War III, and the Yahweh Shah return, brother. We out of here, bro. So we see the finish line. Brothers just gotta keep the pace, man. And how do you do that? And like I said, trust in the Lord, man. Because like I said, Yahweh Shah showed us what to do. Verse 2, he showed us how to train, man. We do this by keeping our eyes on Yahweh Shai, the champion who initiates and perfects our faith. Because of the joy awaiting him, he endured the cross, disregarding the shame. Now he is seated in the place of honor beside Yahweh's throne. So the Lord showing us how to do this thing, man. Brothers gotta follow suit. These scriptures are instructions for us to win it, man. To finish the marathon, that to accomplish that vow that we made to the Lord, man. It's all here. Jake trying to look for all these fucking, these damn cheat codes to try to, Jake be looking up how to, cheat the race, man. Niggas want to get to the finish line, hopping in taxis and shit. Want to do some bullshit, whatever. Just being funny. But the blueprint is what we have right here. You don't need to go outside of what the Lord said to do, man. And that's the problem with our people. Exactly. They don't have that faith in the Lord. I got it.
Real quick, this is Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So these things were written so that we have, like you said, the blueprint, man, right? We understand what's to come because it was already written, right? Before we were conceived, right? Before we existed, this story was already written. The path was already set, so that we can go back and read and see, how our forefathers reacted in these circumstances, right? As those examples, right? So that we know and have an understanding on how to maneuver, man.
I got scripture.
Can you go down?
God, it's John 14:6. It says, and Yahweh, Yahweh Shai saith unto them, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. All right, and Yahweh Shai is also the door, so essentially the way and the course of conduct that we should be taking, because again, going into, how he's the blueprint, or he laid the blueprint, how we are supposed to conduct ourselves. Now, I want to get this word for way. And it says G3598. It says metaphorically a course of conduct, a way, i.e., manner of thinking. The Lord Yahweh Shai teaches us how to think, how to feel, to decide what decisions to make. It says a progress, because you had mentioned the point of it shouldn't be regression, it should be progression. So it says a progress, the route, act or distance, figuratively a mode or means, journey, and it says a highway. And pretty much all that has been laid out, for the elect. And that's why the scriptures say, the table of wisdom has killed her beast, mingled her wine, roughly paraphrasing. This truth, the way has already been set,
I got a precept what you just said. This is Isaiah 11:16, and I'm gonna read this in the NLT. It says, "He will make a highway for the remnant of his people, the remnant coming from Assyria, just as he did for Israel long ago when they returned from Egypt." So, like you mentioned, that highway. All right, this is the path the Lord told us to run on, man. To get into the way of eternal life. Only the elect can see this, man.
That's it. God, could a brother hold Genesis 32 and 24 through 26, and then James 1, verses 2 and 3? Because
you said James 1 through 3.
God.
Because
we made mention of these things being written aforetime, so that we can have examples to look toward, right? And part of this race is fighting through the pain, man. And embracing that step, embracing the persecution that we're about to face, embracing the bitterness that comes along with this, man. Right? Because it makes it easier to continue in that fight, If you can grab that, you want.
You said verse 24.
God.
This is Genesis 32 and 24. It says, and Yaakov was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him.
Right. So Jacob has his hip pretty much dislocated right in the midst of that fight. Right. Now we're in the midst of our fight. We're in the midst of our race. And, brothers got different infirmities, things of that nature that we have to continue to fight through, man. Right. That we have to continue to overcome. Paul had his thorn, right, that he asked to be removed, but it wasn't going to get taken away because it was both a humbling agent and a character building agent, man. Right. So how much more in the race, that we go back to the marathoners, right, where their feet have blisters on them, where they have different muscle ailments and things of that nature, man. You might pull something, you might tear something, but you can't just stop. You have to keep going, right? You get.
No, I'm laughing because that's what happened the last 5K I did with the Tonsil on. Started out like not even fucking 2 minutes in, man. I stepped in a pothole and rolled my ankle. I'd have run the whole race like that, but through the spirit, when I did that, that was the best time I ever ran it though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the brother Tosman said, yeah, he had got hurt that same race too. We both got the PR. You know,
You finished that, you want?
Genesis 32:26, it says, and he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me.
Right. So Jacob was fighting for that blessing, man. You know, and this is what we're fighting for. We're fighting for the blessing of salvation, the blessing of the kingdom, right? The blessing of deliverance, right? In that fight, you know, you're gonna come across, you know, with injuries, man. Right? The elders in Dallas had gone into, you know, you gotta learn how to fight injured, right? You're gonna have, you know, soreness. You're gonna have, you know, aches and pains and sprains, right? And you even gonna have mental, you know, mental blocks and things of that nature, right? That you have to overcome. But you can't stop. Like you said, Priest, you start the race, roll your ankle. What are you gonna do? Turn around and go back?
yeah, right.
Like you already out there, man. You just gotta finish it, man.
Right.
I got a precept. This is Job Ayawab chapter 23 and verse 11. And verse 12 it says, verse 11 it says, my foot hath held his steps, his way have I kept, and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. And pretty much, you know, to land back on that, you know, like, you know, this is a spiritual fight, you know, and you know, with the spiritual fight, you know, or with a regular fight as well. You know, you got injuries, you know, you getting hit and stuff like that, you see. But ultimately, going into that, you know, do you have the necessities? And we you know, we have all we need, you know, in the Lord, Yahweh Shai, you know, going back to the word, you know, that's us, you know, essentially fighting injured, you know, because we got what we need to, you know, get through that bout, you know.
That's it. That's it. And it goes into that proper, you know, preparation, man. Right, because you put yourself in different circumstances where you've had to overcome, you know, different things, different ailments, different you know, hurdles that when they come across you in the race, now you can, you know, do those things with ease, man. You know, you've already faced that challenge. You've already conquered that demon, right? So once it comes, it attempts to attack you again, you have the fortitude to get past it, man. Could you get that James Priest?
Yep.
That was it. That you wanted in Genesis?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
This is James chapter 1 and 1. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
Right. So the trying of you're gonna get tried. You're gonna get tested, man. Right. Yeah. And that's part of the suffering that we go through. You know, you have to, you know, sometimes you gotta wait these things out. Right. You gotta be still and know that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is in control of it all, man. Right. That He has it already figured out for you. You know, a lot of times you make haste, right, and that causes more issues than you're ready for, man. Right, instead of just waiting on the Lord and allowing Him to work, you know.
God, there's some more here.
Okay.
But let patience have her perfect work. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read this in the NLT. It's been hitting so far. I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, "For you know when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow.
Mm-hmm.
So let it grow. For when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing."
Man, your endurance is fully developed, man. We're developing that endurance right now, you know, because we're in the race, but we haven't hit the the hard steps of the race yet, man. Right, we're still in the early stages. Right, we're still in that runner's high. You know,
Right.
We haven't hit that wall where you have to actually fight, you know, and trudge through yet, man. You know, and like I said, when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow, for when your endurance is fully developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing, man. Right? Because we're gonna have that full assurance in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in that day, man. Right? We're not gonna be lacking anything because we've established our trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We've established our faith. We've become more rooted, right, and unmovable in these times to come, man.
Mm-hmm. So I was in that.
God. Could we get Isaiah 30 and 20 and 21?
I got it. This is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 20. And it says, though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we've been given that adversity, man. We've been given that affliction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord has given us teachers to show us the way through these adversities, man. That's why what's the scripture that talks about experience? You know, we have men, right, who have experienced things that, you know,
34.
that set the example for us, man. Right? A lot of the things that we face as young men in this truth, our elders and apostles have already, overcome and seen, right? And they give us their testimonies on those so that we know how to maneuver through that, man.
Right. Sirach 34 and 10. He that hath no experience know little, but he that hath traveled is full of prudence. You talking about that scripture?
Con. Right. So he that have no experience knoweth little, man. Right. Because you don't, without trial and error, right? Without that trial, you don't know how to overcome certain things, man. Because you haven't seen that adversity before. You know, you're still learning. You have to learn how to overcome that. But the Lord has given us examples through the scriptures and through the men that we see and hear, right? The teachers, like it read, that thine eyes shall see thy teachers, right? He's given us that example so that, when we face these things, they've already lived it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, can we get
I love it. Add a
Galatians?
little bit more now.
Oh,
Isaiah.
yeah, finish up the slide.
Okay. Isaiah 30 and 21, it says, and thine eyes shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left.
Right. So, hey, you think about running a race, right? As you run, you see people on the side, right, cheering you on, right, showing you the way, right? They've got everything lined up for you, man. This is what we're being told in the spirit, right? This is the way. This is the way you need to go. Make this turn here, right? Watch out for that pothole there, right? It's a gap. It's a bridge or something that you're gonna have to jump over here, right? So that we're not caught off guard on these things, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get Galatians 6 and we'll read 1 through 5? Because in the documentary, it was you could see as they were running, they would start out with a pacer, right? Somebody running alongside them, but the pacer would fall off, right? So, at likening this to the scriptures to this walk, you have to run your race, man, right? You can't run. Somebody else can't run your race, right? Because ultimately, it's you versus you. Now the body can help, but you have to continue to move forward on your own, man. Right? They have, pit stops and things of that nature where people are, there to assist you, right, and help you, heal from different things. But once that pit stop is over, you have to get up and continue on that race, man. Right? You have to make that move on your own.
You said Galatians 6 and
You can start in verse 1.
God. God, it's Galatians chapter 6 and verse 1. It says, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted.
Right. So each brother receives healing from the conversations he has with another, man. Right. That's the purpose of the body is to continue to help heal each other, man. Right. While we're on this run, a brother might have an infirmity, right, that another brother can assist in, man. Right. Now he can't make you keep going, but he can ease that load, for that brief time, man.
I got a precept for you. What you said. Oh, That's the second verse. No, never mind. Go ahead. You read it. That's just spirit.
Galatians 6:2, it says, "Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Hamashiach."
Mm-hmm.
God, you want to you can go on there, Chris.
Now go ahead, bro.
God. Hey, you bear each other's burdens, man. Right? You know if a brother is in a position to where he's hurting, right? You can provide that healing, man. Right through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You can provide assistance in whatever he might be struggling with. You know.
Yeah. If I could add, sometimes you'll see that in like the videos, like I think it was the Olympics, where you had the one runner that's like, you can tell he dying trying to finish. So the one guy come, put him on the shoulder, he run with him to the finish line. You know,
Exactly.
not to say we can do that, but we can't be that shoulder until you get your your wind back and you start running your own again.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Right, because you can't carry nobody across the finish line. Right, they have to stand up on their own, man. Right, whether you limping, crawling, rolling. Right, the point is to finish, man. Right, no matter what condition you find yourself in, right, as you cross, the point is to finish, man. You go ahead, you want.
Keep going.
Read down to
God. Galatians 6:3, it says, "For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself.
Mm-hmm.
But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in another.
Mm-hmm.
For every man shall bear his own burden."
Right. Every man shall bear his own burden. You gotta carry your own weight, right? You have to do your part. You have to, examine yourself and prove yourself, right, to the Lord, man. Right? You elder brothers and apostles often make mention, man. You can't ride another brother's coattails, into the kingdom. Right. You're not gonna be able to just hang on to a brother fringes and get pulled across the line. You gotta get up and run your own race, man. Right?
If I could expound on that, this is why you have a lot of guys that come in the truth. Whether they came in the truth, whether it's family or a friend, or you met them in the truth and y'all become close. If somebody that you truly cared about fall out, that's when your faith will get tested. Because it's like that was somebody that you was running close with.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't there no more, so it's like you got to see where your strength is to continue on, man. Especially like if you know the brother, you came into the truth. Like for example, I had that kind of thought process whenever I first came to the camp. Friend in the world I've known since I was little. The Lord used him to bring me in the truth, and we was in the camp about a couple years, and then he ended up falling out. But it was the spirit, because every time I would be going to camp with them, I would have thoughts like, what would happen if I'm in this thing by myself and I ain't here no more? But I still come to camp. And the Lord tested that. And then boom, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, I'm still here because I trust in the Lord. That's where I get my strength from, man.
Mm-hmm. God. Hey, Jay got disqualified, right?
Right.
He got false started. And now you on the blocks, ain't nobody next to you, man. But you still gotta run, right? You can't say, there's nobody else in my vicinity. I might as well stop too. The people I knew, right?
Yeah.
Right? But going back, you gotta run your own race, man. Carry your own burdens, right? Carry your weight, and you'll be all the better for it, man. Right?
Yeah,
Nobody.
man.
It's no. What's the word? You can't have any pride or accomplishment, right? If you made your bones off of somebody else's back, man.
Mm-hmm. That's like you trying to wear somebody else, somebody that run is giving like 5K shit, 5K, 10K. You wear the shit to show that you have a shirt on saying you ran it, but then you never ran. You false flagging, man.
Exactly. You got the medals on and everything.
Yeah, you ain't never ran. You ain't never been in the gym. You ain't never did whatever you claiming to, But that's the spirit that a lot of Jake is doing, is fronting. When these niggas ain't running for real, man, they don't really want the kingdom of heaven, man. They don't want eternal life. They don't want to have to go through it. The training. This is training. Spiritual training. that we need to be in. Because when we inherit these roles, Lord willing, we're through we're elect through the Spirit. You know, we got responsibilities coming. Jake don't want that shit. No, do they care about that stuff, man? We're gonna literally be redoing the whole world over again, Lord willing. We were those, angels that reads about in Genesis, man. The first fruits, man. You know, so that's worthy to eat the fucking pain that we feel when we catching our heels, man. You know.
God. Oh, get that in the what's it, Romans 8 and like 16.
You said 6 and 18?
I think it's 8 and 16.
Oh, 8 and 16. Sorry.
I don't know, 18.
Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Right, the sufferings, man. Right, all the things that we go through can't even be in the same conversation, man. Right,
Yeah.
It's gonna be like when brothers talk about it being a bad dream. Right, that's exactly what it is. That's it. You wake up from it and then you don't even think about it again. Right, because everything else that's after the awakening, right, is so much more grand and so much greater, man. Right, you don't even think about that pain anymore. It's even like you have a small pain, right, when you wake up in the morning, right? But as the day goes on, it doesn't matter, man. Right? You don't feel it, right? You don't even think about it. You don't even remember it was something that happened. You might stub your toe in the morning. It hurt real bad at the moment, right? But you don't even recognize it, as the day goes on. How much more, right? The suffering that we're going through in order to receive, immortality, everlasting righteousness.
That's right.
Can we get Second Ezra 9 and 6? Because another point in the documentary that I noticed, and even when we did the 5K priest, I noticed as we were running, right, people were looking forward to those mile markers,
Man.
And
yes.
And I noticed how the excitement that you can hear in people's voice as they got to 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, right? And I seen in the movie or the documentary, they got to the 100-mile marker, right, or the halfway point, and the excitement that filled them. How much more, right? As we see the markers that we're seeing are the prophecies, man. Right? We're seeing the prophecies take place, and we're getting excited, man. These things are giving us a boost to continue on in the race, right? Because we know we're that much closer to the end.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Yeah. The race markers be a motherfucker, boy. You look at shit, you be looking for them, bro. Right. But see, through the Spirit, we kind of got those too, though. Mm-hmm. When you level up, it's like you realize, like, oh yeah, okay, it's a whole new plane because the Lord opens your eyes up more. So that's kind of like that through the Spirit.
This is Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 5. It says, "For like as all that is made in the world
So like starting one, so like it.
Okay. Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1, it says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made."
Right, we're seeing those signs. Right, we're seeing those markers pass, man. Right, we're seeing that prophecy is getting closer and closer. Right, and as it comes, we're getting more and more excited, man, because we know that the Lord is about to visit the world which He made. Right, we're seeing World War III, on the horizon. We're seeing the MOTB on the horizon. We're seeing the sedition and plagues and things of that nature. Right, the mile markers like you're on the highway. Right, 1 mile to this, 2 miles to that. Right, and we know we're getting closer and closer to that expected end, man.
That's right.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right, and that's why brothers is excited when we hear the wars and rumors of wars. You know, we seen the bloviating back and forth between America and China. Right, we see the tariffs that are causing that could lead to a hyperinflation. You know, on these grocery goods. Right, we see that the little bickering back and forth with Trump and Zelensky. You know, we see what's taking place with Netanyahu out there in Israel. Right, all these things, right, are things that we look at, you know, fondly because we know that these are the beginning of the end, man.
That's right. You know, parts that lead up to a bigger goal, which, like you said, we're waiting on, which is these prophecies that we are constantly talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is building these things up, and so this is the endurance that we have to have watching the Lord build it up. You know, because like I said earlier, when you first come into truth and you expecting, you know, everything just to happen like the next day. Nah, when you the more you grow in this truth and you understand, the Lord is building the story up, man. You
Right.
know, like how you have a movie and you're building the story to get the plot like nice and juicy. This is what the Lord is doing with the world. The world is His stage, man.
Exactly.
You know, Proverbs 21:1, man.
God. Hey, no superhero movie would be good if the villain didn't almost win, right, or didn't look like he was about to win. Right, this is how the Lord is setting Esau up to be in the seat of a so-called victory, right? Before Yahweh Shai comes and snatches the plate out of his mouth, man. Right? He's making it seem as though he's going to be able to accomplish all these things, and then he's going to bring that end upon it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can finish that out, you want.
Second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 5. For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Right.
Read 6, Bible.
Con. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works
Mm-hmm.
and endings and effects and signs.
Right. So we're seeing all these things, and it's giving us that boost to continue to run, man. Right. It's to giving us that boost to continue to watch, to continue to give these warnings out, to continue to seek that growth, right? To build our endurance, right? We see all these because we know we're getting closer and closer to that finish line, man. You know, and we want to be prepared for what that entails, right? We want to have the fortitude to make it through these different trials and tribulations that we know we're going to face, man. You know, we want to be able to relish in the accomplishment of finishing this race, man. We want to be a part of that crowning ceremony, right? If you've ever run a race, you know that you cross that finish line, right? You get your medals, man. You get your awards, right? You know how much more will Yahweh Shai giving you the palms and the crown, right?
And the thing that I thought about when you were saying that is the thing you think about when you cross that finish line is I'm done. I finished. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's like I did good. And that's the thing you wanna hear your house shot tell you. You know, at that when we finally get those new bodies, Lord willing,
Yeah.
He telling us job well done, and then it gives us our award, which is the crown of life. That's that the ultimate form of that accomplishment is the feeling you get when you do a race and finish it, man. You know, especially when you try your hardest, you know, and you actually train to do everything like that means something. And that's what we want through the spirit. That's why I quoted earlier that incorruptible crown, man. Niggas
Mm-hmm.
is doing this shit for fucking fake ass metal, these fucking whack ass t-shirts, you know,
Right.
whatever these whack products. Even if you get in a world record book, that don't mean shit because when this world is destroyed, all this shit is gonna fade away, man. Huh?
Just gonna be burned up.
Exactly. You know, so we want that incorruptible crown to where our names are going to be remembered forever. Lord
God,
willing, man.
God. Get that 1 Corinthians 9. We'll read 24 through 27. Because that's exactly what you mentioned of, please.
So 1 Corinthians 9 and what?
24.
This is 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. Know ye not they which run in the race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that you may obtain, and every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Mm-hmm.
Exactly, right? We running, right? First of all, it says, but in the race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that you may obtain. So the to obtain it, you have to run the race, man. You
Right.
know, you can't just go out there and walk across the finish line, right? You don't did all type of cut throughs and took shortcuts and whatnot, and then
They
you
say
just
take
pop out
taxi.
at the end. You got to run the race, man. Right?
Yeah.
And like I said, every man that striveth in the fight, right, for the masteries is temperate in all things, right, going into discipline. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, right? So you may mention that corruptible crown, right? These world records, this acclaim in the society. Like you best believe it was people in Greece and Roman times, right? Doing these athletic events, being these gladiators nobody remembers anymore. Right? How much more here in Babylon the Great when this place gets utterly destroyed, man? You
Shit,
know?
we don't remember them niggas now. Who do you hear from?
Exactly. Exactly. It's you read
Nobody gives a
20.
fuck about somebody, no Olympic runner from fucking Rome and
Right.
anything. The history of them ancient kingdoms that it came and went. Them accolades and records and stories die with them, man.
Exactly.
You know.
You read down to 27, Bubba Show.
I get that word for obtain as well.
Okay.
This is the word for obtain, 1 Corinthians 9:25. And it says, G2983, it says to take with the hand. It says, of that which when taken is not let go, to seize, to lay hold of. It says to catch at, to take a thing. It says to take. So I believe the scripture goes into hold thou fast that which thou hast. Hold it fast. Because ultimately, the victory is already written. We just gotta, follow that course and ultimately, claim it through the Spirit. Adam Artazah, again, we just endure until the end. But ultimately, it goes into, claiming that, as ours, just in the Spirit and doing the things that's necessary.
Sure.
Let no man take thy crown, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you gave a nigga a gold medal for the Olympics, and you handed it to him, and he gonna fight for it with everything he got, man. How much more an eternal crown from Yahweh shot, man.
Right. You got Jacob there, in the Olympics, they instead of giving them the like dudes like Floyd and maybe what's his name, Roy Jones, they got an opportunity to win gold. They get silver, they up there boo-hooing and stuff like that, so they take that seriously. So just like you said, it should be more serious for the truth.
True. Exactly.
You finish that, priest.
I was gonna pull that verse in the NIV. Hold on, real quick.
Okay.
Because it says it in a way that was heavy, like beating your body into subjection. I'm trying to remember what version that was. Either way, it's not important. I put it on common word or anything. But going back, 1 Corinthians 9:26. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. That's
right.
Right.
Building that discipline, man. Right, going through these straight things, right, so that we can be, made perfect, man. Right, so that we can have like we had read, right, to have that discipline established, that endurance established, so that we're lacking nothing, man.
Right. Okay. I want to read this in the NIV. That's the verse I was looking for. So it says, "No, I strike a blow to my body and make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize." And that's you gotta will yourself to the finish line, man. Like an actual race. You know, your body wanna quit. You gotta make yourself push. You know, to that next level, man. You know, and the main way you do that is through training. And just like training, you make your body a slave and you punish it with whatever training you're trying to do. You know, and then you get the victory eventually, man. That's what the Lord is doing with us. You know.
I got a word for you.
You got it.
That's the word for discipline. It says penitential chastisement. It says discipline, teaching, suffering. It says indirectly, instruction given, teaching, learning, knowledge. It says science, military, discipline. It says disciple, because essentially, you know, this is we're being disciples. You know, and disciples got discipline. You know, and that's ultimately how we bring our body into subjection.
That's right.
Just to reiterate off your point.
Right.
Can I get this word for disciple too?
Oh yeah, come on, go ahead.
It says disciple. It says one who follows another for the purpose of learning. You know, like we went into the trailblazer. You know, Yahweh Shai.
Yep. Show us the path. He lit the path up.
Man, that's it, man. We can get James 1:12, Baruch Shah, and then that'll pretty much be it, right? Because like we titled the lesson, just finish the race. You know, that's the point of this whole thing, man. Is to just make it to the end, right? Like we had read in that, or we had quoted that Matthew 24:13, right? He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved, right? Mm-hmm. We just want to finish the race at all costs. No, it don't matter what we got to do to get there, right? What we got to go through to get there. So we just want to cross that finish line, because once we cross that finish line, all the trouble that would happen behind us is going to be behind us, man, right? We're going to have that reward, right, eternally, right? Not like these carnal awards where, you know, you get the award and now you feel the need to run another race, right? No, we're going to finish this race and we ain't got to run no more races, man, right? We ain't got to go put ourselves through nothing else after that. You know, we're going to have that, you know, for eternity.
That victory is going to mean something, bro. That's why I said earlier, you know, the incorruptible crown. Because niggas will work their whole life for these corruptible crowns, and once they get them, they become worthless. Like, prime example, you got a lot of these NBA players that win championship rings, and then later on down the line, they sell them.
Exactly.
So you telling me, like, you spent your whole life trying to get to the highest level of basketball, you get a ring, that's something that everybody don't get, only a few people get, and you gonna sell it? That shows you, bro, niggas don't value nothing, man. But this crown we're gonna receive from the house shot, we're gonna value the fuck out of it because it was truly earned, bro.
That's it.
You know?
This is James chapter 1 and verse 12. It says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
Mm-hmm. So he said, blessed is the man that endureth temptation. You know, you've endured this trial, man. You've passed the test, right? So blessed is he that passes these tests, for he is tried, right? You've been tried, you've been proven, right? You know, us being, you know, Yahweh Shai's friends, right? You have to try a friend, right? He's proven us in this fire of affliction, man. Yep. It said he shall receive the crown of life, going into immortality, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him, man, right? So he's already made this promise, right? But those that love Yahweh B'Shem Shai are going to do what? Finish the race, man, right? You know, you're going to cross the finish line because, you know, the Lord promised you this gift, right? This reward, this prize, you know? Like it says here in the NLT, the Most High blesses those who patiently endure testing and temptation. Afterward, they will receive the crown of life that the Most High has promised to those who love him, man. Right? So only after, right, can we get that prize. Only after can we get that crown, right? That's the crowning ceremony. That's us being on the podium, right? You know, every brother of the elect, right? Every member of the elect being in first place, you know? And we all getting, yeah. You know? But that hey, man, just finish the race, right? That's the whole point, man. We're just trying to finish the race. You know, regardless of what we gotta face, you know, the trials and tribulations, we just want to cross that finish line to receive that reward, man. Receive that
Yep.
that prize.
Break the tape.
That's it.
Okay. But that was it. You know, brothers didn't have anything else.
Bye.
Man.
God. Hey, so Lord willing, that was an edifying lesson through the spirit. Probably how about Shemel Shai. We want to close by giving our praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
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 That part.
Beautiful. Yep.